What's going on YouTube? Silver Surfer coming your way here, and the Eagle has landed. Houston, right there. Got my personal information all nice and covered. Lots of controversy on this coin here, guys. The 2019 San Francisco reversed proof enhanced version of it. But let's talk about what I got here. This set I've actually been working on for a little while, and most of you guys know that I am a classic kind of collector, numismatist. I'm not really into all of the newer modern stuff. Really, I consider anything pre-1950 to be kind of the classics. That's my year, hard mark for determining classics. But there are some things that come out, and I just have to pick them up every now and then. And I really do like the Walking Liberty design that the U.S. Mint has carried over into our bullion pieces since 1986. And every now and then they come out with some really spectacular looking ones that I just have to have. So I started out by just putting together one or two of these things, which is only four, but and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick up all the ones that have a little bit different design here. And so that's kind of what I've got, what you guys see. So the very first one is the 2012 San Francisco. This one is the reverse proof. This was the first year, I believe, maybe it was in 2011. Don't quote me, but I think one of the very first times that they did the reverse proof on here. So instead of having the backside being mirrored and then the devices here being frosted, they reverse it. So they etched up the sides here, which typically mirrored, and then they polished off the sides on the devices, which made it gave it the impression that it is right here. And I just really like these reverse proof things, coins in general. They're pretty dang cool. They came out with a proof set earlier last year of the reverse silver proof set, which I ended up getting too. But just an all around, it does look really pretty when they make this type of technology like this. So I just really enjoy this. This was a gift, actually. I think I showed it in a video a while ago, but it was a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas a year or two ago. So neat coin. And yeah, it's not a 70, but it doesn't really bother me to have a 70 or a 69. I'm not really all into the guy that has to have a perfect 70 on these bullion pieces. Quite frankly, I've seen 70s and I've seen 69s that look the same, in my opinion. So I'm not going to go ahead and pay that extra amount of money for just to have a 70 labeled case. Moving on, this one I really like, man. This one's the 2013 the West Point enhanced finish. It was one of the first years that they did this kind of enhanced finish. And it's interesting because if you look at it, look like this, it looks as if it was almost just a regular issued proof with the mirrors in the background, and then it looks like they just did some polishing there up on the drapery of Liberty Walking right there. But when you turn it, look what happens when I turn it in the light here. Super bizarre. Check this out. There we go. That's a good picture. You see how it's like a matte kind of looking finish? So it's actually not a polished mirror proof there. Like it looks like that, a black and white type of feature. So just an interesting concoction here that they did to make these things. And the scratches that you see are actually on the case there. It's an older case, but yeah, so this is really beautiful. And this one really stands out, man. Look at that. So gorgeous. And these things are still going for a decent amount of money. I got this at auction. I think I paid like 95 bucks or something along the lines like that. Yeah, just a really, really pretty looking Walker Eagle there. Just really awesome. Here's the reverse. Same situation, right? So when it's flat like this, it looks like it's a mirrored proof. When you turn it, there you go. Pretty cool, huh? So anyways, I got this one as well. I'm a big fan of this one. I would say probably out of all of mine, this one is one of my favorites. Everyone has to have one of these. I think that, just to have a nice, and I did get a 70 on it because it's not that expensive to get a regular proof 70, but I mean, look at the stinking mirrors on this sucker. Absolutely gorgeous. This is just your standard proof mirrored finish in the back fields and frosty nice devices there. Just a absolute gorgeous piece. Can you imagine if you had a Walker that was struck that well? That would cost you some money. My proof Walker is 66. That looks somewhat, not like this, but nothing near the cameo contrast on this thing, man. A regular proof strike Walking Liberty $50 with a cameo is very slim to none, and those things go for a huge premium. But anyhow, this is the reverse side of it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then the last one that I have in my NGC holder here is this year's, which is a pretty hyped up coin as well. This is a 2019 W, the Pride of Two Nations. I do not have the Canada coin. I did not care to get the Canada coin. Nothing against my northern allies up there, but just more so for the collection that I was putting together here. As you guys can see, it's American Silver Eagle. So I think I paid $100 for this one right here, and it's pretty spectacular. So the difference, right? What's the difference between that reverse proof and this reverse proof? Well, if you guys take a look at the drapery on her skirt. There's areas here that the stripes and the flag as well as the drapery are polished as opposed to etched. And this one is just all straight polished, right? So the entire device is mirrored, as opposed to this one. They did some fancy footwork here that they ended up having only sections of it. And similar to the Enhanced 2013 kind of patterns there, but a little different, right? So they have the opposite actually is the opposite skirt lines and flag lines are the actual polished portions of it that you guys can see and compare and contrast. So pretty cool. This one's a pretty coin, man. There, you know, it came out. They thought I was going to do a little bit better than it did. I think it ended up selling out after a week or so, though. And they're pretty hot right now in the secondary market, but yeah, they sold out for the mint, and you know, I didn't want to buy the original case because, like I said, I like them all NGC, and so that's why I got it. Here's a reverse, slightly different than the first one I showed you guys here. So instead of having all the device on the eagle and the shield be nice and mirrored, here you got just sections of it that they ended up putting that feature on there. So pretty cool indeed. And then last, what everyone's been, I'm sure, talking about and waiting for, apologize for my desk, I'm doing some coin roll hunting and some bill hunting, which I'll talk about in my next currency video here, looking for fancy serial numbers and errors and all that stuff. And actually, check that new little purchase I got, this book here. What do you guys think about that, huh? I actually met this, the wife of this Mr. Bart. They were at the Baltimore Coin Show, and like I said, that offset error that I showed in the past video was what I bought it from them, actually, and they were the ones that he's like the guru of errors, and you know, he wrote the stinking cataloging book to it, so pretty neat indeed. But anyways, I digress. So again, just apologize for the nonsense that's going on here on my desk. But so here it is, guys. It came in today. It was kind of delayed for a while and never opened. Never opened. So I was thinking, you know, what should I do with it, huh? And if you guys seen a few of my comments, then you know that I'm not opening it. I'm not going to open it. I'm going to leave it in the box. This coin, really the only reason I got it to begin with is for the set that I'm putting together for my daughter that is 4 months old right now. And I'm hoping that she'll get into coin collecting with me later on in life. And then one day when she's able to understand just kind of the hype of this coin, I can tell her the whole story and stuff. It'd be a fun thing to share with her, I think, and we can go ahead and open it together. And I'll let her go ahead and check out her coin that she got. So, you know what? I'm sure a lot of you guys are going, man, you're an idiot, Silver Surfer. Why the heck would you do that? You can turn around and sell this thing right now for $1,000, $1,100. These things are selling for, especially, you know, right now. That easy, I can go ahead and do that. But here's the thing, guys. I'm a collector. I'm not trying to flip this. I didn't buy it to try and flip it in the beginning. That wasn't my intentions. Like I said, I specifically bought it to add it to a 2019 birth year set that I put together for my daughter. I got all the proofs from this year's sets with all the 2019 West Point specialized pennies that they released. I also have the, or Lincoln cents, I should say. I also have the Apollo 19 coin that I'm going to give to her. I have some cool silver certificates and stuff that I was saving for her. So, yeah, so that's what this is going towards, man. You know, crazy. This has been a crazy time with this, and went to the Baltimore Coin Show, as I mentioned, and I found out some interesting things after listening to Charles on Coin Week, his podcast today. He mentioned that he stood in line. It took him 5.5 hours, guys. 5.5 hours. And tell me if this doesn't piss you off, huh? And how greedy some dealers can be and individuals in general, right? They were paying individuals pre-advertising for this coin here, saying, we'll pay $135, $200 to stand in line for a couple of hours. We'll give you the money to go ahead and purchase this coin. And then once you do, bring it back to us and we'll exchange it out. And so people were doing that. And Charles was mentioning how he was in the line talking to a number of different people who they had no idea what the heck they're even buying and everything else. And he mentioned, he's like, hey, you guys, if you have the money, just buy this your own self, and you should probably sell it, instead of giving it to these dealers who are trying to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 of them and make a buck off of it. So I thought that was just absolutely disgusting, to be honest with you. Tons of my friends on here that weren't able to get one. I feel bad for you guys. I truly do. And I tell you what, I could have stood in line and got a whole nother one and, ended up turning around and selling it, or the same thing for this. But again, I'm a collector, and that's what ruins a hobby at times, is my opinion. So anyways, if I had a second one or a third one, I would sell it to a couple people that I know on here that want it specifically for the coin of what it is. And you know what? I'd give it to you guys for what I paid for it from the U.S. Mint. So that's just me, and I don't know. Hopefully that will pay off in life sometime. But that's just who I am, guys. Anyhow, so I'm sorry to give you guys some clickbait. You're not going to be able to see it, although there's been tons of different channels on YouTube that have posted it already. Very good reviews. My good buddy Silver Steeler. Go ahead and check that guy out. He did an awesome review of it. He's so excited. He was shaking when he opened the box. But go check out his YouTube video if you guys want to get a good, clear, up and close personal representation of it. For me, the San Francisco one, exact same coin, guys. The only thing different, that W there in the bottom left instead of an S. So I have the San Francisco one that I can enjoy in my collection. And until the U.S. Mint comes out with some other different type of proof design here, this is what I got. And so hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're not too pissed off that I made y'all clickbait. But yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you later. Until next time, Silver Surfer out.